All right, and we are back. Back to the exciting funeral action.
That's a sentence.
Yeah. So, y'all have handled the trickery of the Wrights, but you still need to irritate them into making fools of themselves, and also convince the bishop or someone else. You are two of you, after all, are in a limo full of church VIPs. Convince someone there to get them excommunicated.
Can I send the quarantine to Archbishop? Just
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
just email that really quick.
send that along. Let me think. Let's see. What would Gertrude's position have been in effect? She would have had risky great. So, yeah. There we go. The bishop is not pleased about the Wrights putting their proprietary viruses into fellow church members' avies, especially during a state funeral. So now the excommunicate the Wrights clock is at 4 out of 8 ticks.
Woo!
Coming along.
We're bad people.
They're bad people. That's like the one instance where they have been the one that were bad people.
Yeah, you know.
And we are bad people, but in that case, they were the bad people.
The badder people.
Only slightly.
So Demon, Castle Kim, he sort of shuffles across in the limo, across the gap. Well, actually, where's Pitchfork sitting in relation to Demon? The limo is basically an open rectangle with comfortable faux leather benches on all sides. It's very plush in here. It's very dark. Lots of nice wood. There are drinks to be had for the VIPs and some hors d'oeuvres that are just, it's like, you know how some sushi restaurants have like the river around the counter that you can sit at, that, and then they put the sushi on the boats that like floats to you?
What? No, that sounds amazing.
Has no one ever
Like the
seen
conveyor
this?
belt kind of thing?
Yeah, but it's like a river that has like it's a literal sushi boat, and then they put it on like the river that goes around the counter where the sushi chefs are. And then
Where is?
You can afford better sushi than I can.
I've never been to this place. I've just looked in through the window. I've always wanted to go.
I just got a sushi on Bloor. It's like $5.
Yeah, that's conveyor belt sushi's like the cheap sushi. Like that's what I'm used to. God, what?
Yeah. So, anyways,
I can picture it though. Okay.
Yeah. So there's like that, on the like area behind the benches that everyone is sitting. There's like basically that with hors d'oeuvres floating around behind everyone. So like the VIPs are just like looking over their shoulder and like grabbing like a smoked oyster still in the shell or something.
Ugh. Eat the rich.
Just to be clear, you two have access to this food as well.
Oh, Pitchfork's like chowing down.
Eat with the rich.
Eat the richest food so they don't have food left. I think I'm sitting like across from Demon. Like probably not next.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I imagined, but I wanted to make sure. So, Castle Kim sort of like shuffle walks across in the moving limo over to the same side as Demon and starts to have a conversation with you, another very quiet one. And they say, "You seemed to have some heated words there for a moment. Is everything all right?"
Yes. Just making sure things go smoothly today.
Ah, excellent. You are very good at that, aren't you?
I try.
I have noticed your, shall we say, expertise in facilitating operations.
I don't know. Took a lot after, well, the last major assault against the Jovangelians a while ago. Lost a lot of good people. Promised myself I'd try not to do that anymore.
I like the sound of your ice cubes because I can picture Demon with like a tumbler of like some whiskey or something.
Yeah.
With ice cubes. And, because it has been established that Demon drinks it on the rocks.
Yes. Indeed.
In character sound effects.
That's called immersion.
And so he says, "Yes, you certainly did an excellent job on when you were finding common grounds with the raccoons a number of years ago, during your darker periods."
Well, I suppose there's nothing I could say about that you wouldn't already know, Castle Kim.
Oh, I know broad details. That's all. But of course, broad details that not everyone knows, such as your involvement in a certain raid on a certain farm in the area outside of Hollinton.
Can I hear this?
They're saying it quietly, purposefully, like they're having the same kind of quiet conversation that they had with you beforehand.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how Demon, are you like, have you turned off your throat mic for this conversation?
Oh, God.
Oh.
No, I don't think I have.
So I guess you're hearing Demon's side. I don't know if the rest of you are, but at the very least, Pitchfork is.
Oh boy.
Since I presume the two of you are in communication, since you're, the security detail.
Yeah.
There's a lot of farms around Hullington.
Yes, there are, and occasionally bad things happen to them. But my research into your group has been necessary with the recent interesting activities you all have been involved in. I've learned that one of your members was well acquainted with one of those farms. Now, I can't say for certain at this time your level of involvement with that farm's trouble with the raccoons. But I perhaps could find out. We breath agents, after all, have a fairly wide information network.
What do you want, Kim?
Well, you seem to be a very useful individual with a lot of contacts yourself, a lot of ins. I simply wanted to make you an offer. That's all.
Are you offering me a job?
Indeed I am. Recently, there's been a vacancy in my information network. One of my informants befell the wrath of a certain Jovangelian pilot known as Ripper. You see, she found out that my informant was, well, acting as an informant, and then she lived up to her name. So...
I've heard she does.
Yes, she's very thorough. And I've seen how you like to match her thoroughness. That was certainly shown at the cathedral. Now, that vacancy, I've heard you have a fairly good relationship with Ms. Ripper.
She shot me once. I don't know how good of a relationship you would consider that.
Well, that's certainly a level of intimacy that few share. But before this vacancy appeared, I was informed that you've been seen at a bar called the Tiki Hellhole alongside Ripper, and also a couple members of the Raccoons. You wouldn't be playing both sides, would you, Mr. Gray?
Captain Gray.
Not since you left the military. And certainly not if you take up my offer.
Gosh. I want to have a flashback.
Okay. What is this flashback?
Well, can I spend the cash to take another downtime action?
Of course.
Has this already happened? Like the murder of the informant or whatever?
During the downtime that you're doing, or during the conversation with Castle Kim?
Like there's recently a vacancy that opened up. Was this like something that happened over the course of, was this something that happened on screen at some point?
No, it didn't happen on screen. It happened, but it happened between when you had your non-date with Denari at the Tiki Hellhole and now.
Okay.
So within the last couple weeks, I think, is the time frame for that.
Sure. I would like to work on a long-term project. Improve favor with the hyenas.
Okay.
And I think Ripper comes to me and is like, "Hey, Harrow, I've got a few things I want you to check up on for me. I figure you could use your contacts." And so basically, I think I essentially look up this person's information and relay it back to her.
Okay.
And she's like, I don't think I necessarily know what's going on at the time, but she's like, "Thanks, you're a real pal."
I'm gonna scream. That's so much.
Oh wow! So you just did the search in like the Myriad's database for this person and turned them up. Turn them their info over. Okay. What are you rolling for that?
Study?
That makes sense.
Okay. I have 2 dice in study. A 5.
A 5.
And a 1.
That is 2 ticks. And you only needed 1 more tick to complete the project.
Yep.
Okay, well, that improves the status with the hyenas.
If I'm not mistaken, they're now at +3.
Yeah. Good job. Let's see. What would the hyenas consider you now? Harmless, fun, and any suggestions after that?
Oh gosh.
Useful?
I mean,
Amicable?
what did the actual action of the improvement look like, though?
That was Demon,
Like,
working over...
just making calls and shit?
Well, over a series of time, Demon has worked on improving relationships with this squad.
Okay.
And the final thing was Demon inadvertently, maybe, selling out this informant.
Yeah. Harmless fun.
What's a word for useful that also implies self-destructive?
Family. I mean,
Brutal.
This game.
Useful and all. I don't know if there's a word that
useful is good.
implies those two things.
Yeah.
If we think of one, we'll put it in. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Useful will do for now.
yeah. Okay. Whew.
Okay, so that's going to cost me cash for that. Let me go adjust that real quick. All right, cool. And then I want to have another flashback where I get that burner phone.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Is that going to take me stress to do?
No, I don't think so. So, you had lots of opportunity for that. This is the burner phone that has what on it?
Or- It's a Palm computer with useful apps, and basically what I want to make it seem like Greater Kin Aeroslide is or Senior Kin Aeroslide is colluding with the hyenas. Yeah.
Was the one who outed the informant?
Yeah.
Okay. Goodness. That's a bit more than just having a burner phone.
Right. You know, yeah. I mean, the purpose of having the phone is to put evidence on it. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm wondering what.
Okay, I think that's one stress because you did have the opportunity, and
Okay.
I think you could probably, have the spark of inspiration hit after you fed that info to Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one stress, but you're gonna need a roll of some kind to set it up, to confirm, to make it look legit, you know?
Sure. Can I roll consort to convince someone else to do it for me?
I don't have any stress left to it.
I can.
who would you convince? Because I think it would have to be an ally, a contact, or a cohort. Because this is like not a. This is pretty clandestine kind of thing, right?
I'm saying I could be convinced.
Do you have the ability to forge this information tower?
I don't know that I can forge it, but I can certainly place it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Like, but I need the phone to do that.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, once you're there, I can get it where it needs to go.
Not a single one of us is good with computers.
No. Fortunately.
Not even a little bit.
I can try.
Get Scratch to do it.
We could get if Scratch is willing to do it. Yeah.
Do you have to alter objects, manipulate, analyze? Is there something we could use on the mech to do it, or the AV?
That would probably fall under. I mean, this is a Forged in the Dark game, right? So you all can decide what you want to roll. If you want to roll engineer or modify or interface or something else that you think makes sense, you can roll that. I just set the effect and position, right? Unless it's like something really out there. Like, I'm not going to let you roll, like, I don't know, struggle.
Yeah, so you could program an electronic device to fulfill your desires, but engineer might be better.
Hey, I can.
Yeah,
I'm good at that.
Yeah. Is there a way I could get you to do it as a flashback? Like,
I think that would be stress spent by Spade.
okay.
In this case.
Oh, right. And Spade's not looking good on the stress.
It's one stress.
Listen, okay. My two bonds with you. That we don't agree on method. I know Harrow's heart is in the right place, and I can trust Harrow to know what to say. If you want me to stress out on this, I will.
Oh, one stress is stressing out?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
If you think this is worth it, I will do it.
I think this is worth it.
Okay.
Whew.
Oh, no.
Well, you'll be getting XP at the end of session for struggling because of your beliefs.
You know, I could do this. I don't have a trauma.
Okay, so let's
You could, but you haven't.
let's roll that engineer.
Okay.
I was going to. I just kind of spaced out.
Can I get help or like?
I would like to assist.
Yeah, that would be neat.
Did we have a downtime action last time?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have
Yeah.
2 beliefs with you now.
Yeah. You.
Yeah, I think gosh, what is it?
Oh, this will be risky standard, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna take effect then on it.
And also a die, or
Yes, and also a die.
I'm going to take so for my second belief that I should have had is there's something the others see in core that I can't provide.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, and then yeah, and then yeah, I'm gonna take 2 stress, and yeah, to give you a die and effect, I guess.
Okay.
Is
All
that
right.
the morals?
Huh? I didn't understand what you said. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
it's fine. It's fine.
I'm just gonna roll the dice and be cool about it. That's a 5.
Oof.
that's
The
a
other 2 are
5.
1 and a 3. That was really scary.
Okay, so you've got this burner phone set up to make it like what are the details that are on this burner phone, Spade?
They are just given what Hera was talking about. They are calls between Aeroslide and Ripper. They're information drops. They're like maybe there's like intel about like surrounding. I'm not sure that I want to frame anything that we can't prove, or at least can't like control like we can the correspondence. I was thinking maybe we could like
something. Sorry.
I was thinking maybe we could insinuate that that Aeroslide dropped intel that led to like hyena attacks. But
Also, potentially something with the whole Lady Elra thing, but that might go somewhere else. Like we might want to put that in another sort of area of this, as opposed to piling it all in one.
yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, at the this is a flashback, right? So we don't actually know that yet, or we haven't. I haven't put two and two together. Let's be real. So, absolutely, we're gonna do that. Just not on this phone. So yeah, I think that's just sort of swapping out details to make it look like these, and maybe they're actual conversations that Harrow's had with Ripper, that we are just
or like some of it's like programmed in, some of it's just actually texting Ripper and saying, "Hey."
Yeah, that's really good.
Okay.
And I keep saying phone, but it's a Palm computer, so it's like a little,
Like a whole tablet.
with useful apps.
Okay. So to set this up, it's going to cost you 1 cash because you gotta bribe, like basically a network admin to mask the device's IP to one of the Wrights, which since they have a prominent location in Hollanton, you have that information, but you need someone else to you need someone outside of the Cenotaph to do this, someone who actually has network admin privileges. So it's going to cost you 1 cash to make that bribe to do so. And also you're going to only have standard effect, because I think that while you're setting this up, there's just the language used once it's fully analyzed by an app, it's not going to perfectly match to Aeroslide. So these are the consequences for the partial success. It's going to cost you 1 cash, and it's going to be standard effect.
When you try your best, it's just okay.
Alright. You spending that cash?
Yep, we have spent the cash.
Okay. So, when it gets into the hands of someone who can make use of it, I will advance the excommunicate the Wrights clock. 2
Nice.
ticks.
Yeah.
Who knows where that burner device is at this time, though. So, we return to Castle Kim, leaning in towards Demon, having this whispered conversation. Perhaps giving pointed glances towards Pitchfork.
Have you ever done something you regret, Castle Kim? that you wish beyond anything else you could take back?
They look surprised by this question. And they say, "You might think me a sociopath for being an agent of the breath. But I recognize that the work I do will be unacceptable once the church is in ascendancy. So yes, I do have my regrets."
I lean close to their ear and I say, "Don't add any more today." And then I walk over and sit by Pitchfork.
They lean back in the couch and they exhale and they look between the two of you as they try and puzzle out what you mean by that remark. To be clear, they don't know whether you think that you getting brought on as an informant would be a mistake, or whether you are threatening them that telling Pitchfork about the farm would be a mistake.
That's fine. I accept. I accept this confusion.
Yeah. So they're like studying the two of you very pensively. So Demon sits next to you, Pitchfork.
Oh man. I'm just eating. I'm still eating. I don't think I was paying attention that whole time.
Oh, an icon of our generation.
Just all the hors d'oeuvres, you know?
Have you tried this? It's some kind of pudding, I think. It's really good.
Is it more of a jelly or more of a jam?
Jelly. It's got jam on it, that's the thing. It's like a pudding that's kind of jelly consistency, and then you put like a jam sauce on top of it. It's like a fruit sauce.
I'm not there.
I'm gonna pretend that question was from an NPC via just like sitting next to Pitchfork.
I'm gonna look at Keiko and just be like, "I filled up on nuggets before we got here. You enjoy."
And all that stomach space, and you had to fill it up with chicken nuggets?
Chicken nuggets.
On a completely unrelated note, I celebrated my 30th recently, and I had a potluck with friends, and I made chicken nuggets for it.
That's so good. I'm so proud of you right now.
That's a lot.
Starting 30 strong.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
I'm such a baby.
All right. So, going back to the pallbearers, we have to deal with a certain very stressed out technician. So, Spade,
Woo!
Uh-huh.
you've maxed out your stress, yes?
I have done this, yes. I am at
Yes.
10. I cleared it because I figured I would go straight to a trauma, but I'm interested as to where this is going.
Yeah. Do you have any idea about what trauma you might want to take?
God.
I
If you don't, that's fine.
You already have 2.
already have 2, yeah.
It's so much.
For a second there, I was thinking reckless just because, like, stretching core abilities that far, like, the night before is probably what has Ko traumatized out right now. But Ko's already, like, the most reckless person on the team, I feel like, so that doesn't push Ko any further than Ko already is.
I mean,
So-
you can just lean into it more.
You can just gain experience for all this.
I think it might be soft.
Mm.
I think that I think that the reasoning behind Ko taking the trauma to begin with is going the extra mile for a friend. And I think with like interacting with Gertrude and sort of her position on Tusser, while they are like completely at odds with Ko's experience with Tusser, is like, I don't know, it's getting to Ko, I think.
Okay.
I think it's soft.
Okay. To be
I don't know
clear,
why. Sorry.
to be clear, Spade doesn't like physically leave the scene, but I think Ko sort of metaphorically curls in on Ko-self and just sort of zones out or becomes overly introspective. Gertrude continues marching the magpie right alongside the rest of the honor guard.
Thank God.
So it's a good thing you didn't go with that remote control.
Yeah, Spade is just it's extra disassociating. That's fun. That's a good place to be in a parade.
Disassociation 2.
Yeah.
Extra association.
Electric
Oh.
boogaloo.
Mm.
So,
Right. No, I guess
Oh.
extra association is probably like Scratch's union.
that's really good.
Okay. So, Tower, Spade's gotten very quiet on the other side of the casket, and you're still walking along. What are you just gonna keep the peace, or do you want to try and undermine the Wrights while you're here?
I don't know how I would.
I mean, irritating the Wrights has one tick left. Wouldn't
Yeah.
take much.
Yeah, we gotta get that tick.
Yeah. Because it feels really shitty to do this in the middle of a funeral procession, you know?
Look, nothing you can do will show badly after what I've done. So you're
You
safe.
know what? Fair. How petty do I want to be? How small and petty do I want to be?
Incredibly.
We've set an incredible standard for you. The bar is so low. The bar is underground with the church.
Oh,
I mean, I think I'm just like doing that thing where I'm stepping on the backs of their heels.
Yes, I was hoping you would do that to him. I was so hoping that's what you would do.
Just like catching on the hems of their pants and their skirts and things.
Yeah, he's
Like-
wearing like a full robe, so that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
hard.
Yeah, so I think I'm just fully fucking with him.
Yeah, what do you want to roll for this?
Can I roll finesse?
Absolutely.
Okay. What's my position?
You have, because you have not been confronted by Tusser, you have controlled standard, because the Wrights are the same tier as y'all.
Okay, 2 dice. Let's roll this.
Oh no.
Oh no!
That's a 2, but it's controlled, so with the action having failed, you can choose to press on with the same action and try it again at risky, or you can try a different method and have to take a different action. That'll basically close off finesse for this.
Yeah.
Or you can do risky. And what are the chances of rolling 2 failed dice again?
You know, this is a Forged in the Dark game. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna do it with Prowl.
Well, it has to be something different then. It can't.
No, I know. I think what it ends up being is, See, I can't figure out how to do it with Prowl, then I think I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay. So I think what this looks like is you try and do it subtly, but arrow slide is just a bit like you realize that the casket is larger than like most caskets, and
Just a bit too far.
yeah, he's just a bit beyond your stride, so you're like really gonna have to stretch your legs.
Yeah,
and so
I
it
think
might be obvious.
I think I sort of go through the process of just like slowly shuffling closer and closer.
Moving forward your grip on the casket.
Yeah, just like over the course of like 5 minutes, until I can kick him in the shins or whatever. Let's roll. It's a 4.
That's a 4 on a risky.
Yeah. I mean, I'm depending on how badly this goes, I'm prepared to resist things.
Oh, well, it is going to go badly because you are still one of the people vulnerable to a rival move from Tusser.
Mm.
And so another thing a rival move can do is worsen the position for consequences.
Mm.
So, this will have a desperate consequence.
Shit, because if it...
You still
Embarrassed.
succeed, to be clear.
Oh,
That
I know, but it could have gotten an extra d6 if it was desperate from the start.
yeah, the rival moves are frustrating, we'll say. But that's why rifles are a pain.
Okay, what are you doing to me?
So,
How do I die?
you fill up the irritate the Wrights clock. You step on Arrow Slide's heels like multiple times. The first time he sort of like brushes it off. The second time he grumbles. The third time he like looks over his shoulder at you and just like fucking gives you a death glare. The fourth time he like kicks backwards with his foot at you. So
Fight!
Children.
Look, Tower's a theater kid. Being petty is their whole personality.
So the first of the consequences is you will take the level 1 harm bruised
Okay.
as he kicks you like in the kneecap. As he like just kicks backwards.
I was gonna suggest level 1 harm stomped.
Yeah, sure, stomped works. You like go to step on his heel and he's ready for you and stomps on your toes instead.
Yep.
So take that level 1 harm. The other thing that happens is that he's remote piloting his arquebusier. And so when he goes to do that, he inadvertently has his arquebusier do the same thing to the mantis. But the mantis is a weight class lower than his arquebusier, and his arquebusier is designed for construction, which basically means it's festooned in melee weapons. So he basically like inadvertently smashes the mantis with a wrecking ball.
Oh my god.
So the mantis takes level 2 damage crushed.
Okay, but someone would notice that, right?
Oh yes, this is definitely noticed. Don't worry, like Tusser is very mad at Arrow Slide. Very
Okay.
mad.
Okay.
The procession grinds to a halt.
What was the
As-
damage? Smashed?
Yeah, level 2 smashed
Okay.
on the mantis. So, like, everyone just stops, as do their Avis, as Slide, like, the weight of what he has done hits him like a ton of bricks. And, like, he pales. And, like, you could even see, like, the pate of his balding head pales. Like, he... Tusser, like, as everyone stops, the casket lowers from, like, shoulder height to, like, waist height, and Tusser slowly turns from standing beside him and looks at him, and he lives up to her call sign as he goes bloodless. And Tusser just says, "Out." And then one of the drones detaches from the hell brought forth and comes over and just body checks Aeroslide out of the way and grasps hold of the casket.
Oh, I feel really bad about this now.
I don't.
And then it just starts moving forward, and like Slide, like the drone just like floats right over him, and Slide is an old man, like he's in his 60s, like possibly going on 70. And so Tower, there will be no consequences for this, but now you have the choice. What do you do? He is very much in your way. It would not be hard to walk over him, to shove him out of the way, to go around. There will be no consequences for your decision here, to be clear.
Can I take a minute to think about it? Can we switch over to the limo?
Sure thing.
I need to think about what I'm gonna do here.
So, Demon and Pitchfork.
Wow.
I don't know how closely the two of you are watching the AR display, because like everyone's politicking around you.
Sure.
But I think the two of you, at the very least, because the AR display is like in the middle of the crowd of people, right? It's just being projected from the ceiling. And you hear Castle Kim just gasp, because they are looking through the AR display at the two of you as they're studying you. And so they're the first one to notice what has happened in the procession. And then you hear like them very quietly say, "Holy shit." And then like the politicking like dies down as people are like, "Hey, what's going on here?" And then they like see the crumpled form, crumpled form of the mantis, because the mantis is like basically just a frame, right? There's no outer plating or anything like that. It's completely open cockpit.
It's so small that it can't really have plating.
Yeah, and so like the cockpit is like dented in, and like everyone can tell that like there's a good chance that if it wasn't being remotely controlled, whoever was inside the cockpit would be badly injured, because it's just so crumpled inward. It just got hit by a literal wrecking ball. And people are like, "What's going on?" And what do the two of you do?
Scratch is like, "That's a doozy."
Yeah, Scratch is completely unbothered.
I love Scratch with all my heart.
The mantis recovers fairly quickly.
I want to like talk about how this is exactly like Wander, how they're like putting their own interests before like the needs of the people around them.
Ooh.
So you just like say that sort of like aloud to the crowd gathered?
Yeah.
Not like too specific, not like to the crowd, but just like a little too loudly. Is that sort of what you're doing?
Yeah, it could almost be like talking, like, could be sort of directed at Harrow. but
Just a little too loudly.
just a little too loud.
A stage whisper. Yep. Okay. What do you want to roll for that?
Sway?
That can work.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This will be risky standard.
Okay. I'm gonna push myself for a die. Two d6.
Actually, it's controlled standard because Tusser is not actively monitoring you at this time.
Ooh.
One of her drones is not inside the limo. There's probably one overhead, but she cannot directly, like, she is not monitoring you.
I would like to assist.
Oh boy.
I love it when a plan comes together. I'm using Tactical Genius. I have 3 relationships with Keiko. There are 3 beliefs on Keiko. So I can't improve your position, but take an extra die and take increased effect. So what, 3d6 controlled great?
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Whew. Put that in. Controlled. Great. 3 dice.
Oh!
Critical success.
That's a crit.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Oh boy. So
Oh my god.
when you have great and you get a crit, that bumps it from 3 ticks to 5 ticks.
That's it. That's the clock.
There are only 4 ticks left.
Holy smokes!
I'm so proud of you.
So you like say that a little too loud, and you can see the normally like very amicable, very peaceful Bishop Finmal, who's always trying to build bridges between groups. He hears you say that, and it just like everything sort of falls into place because he's heard the reports from Wander, and y'all have sent him forwarded him a bunch of information like quarantine viruses, and you haven't even passed along the burner device yet either.
Nope.
No. So like eventually that'll get into his hands, and he is clearly fuming, and he doesn't even excuse himself from like the conversation he was a part of. He just switches seats and goes right next to Castle Kim, and is like having a very heated conversation with Castle Kim about what just happened, and Castle Kim is like trying to keep their like cool demeanor, their like jovial face on, but clearly they are kind of uncomfortable, but also very agreeable to what the bishop is saying, and just like nodding along every so often. And the two of you, because everyone is super quiet now, like the conversations have died down, there's still some like whispered mutterings about what's going on, especially as the procession resumes, and it's not clear at first that like what's going on with the people because the view is zoomed out to take in both the honor guard and the casket. But then things become clear as someone is left behind the procession, and what is eventually made out to be a drone has taken the place of Arrow's Slide, and Arrow Slide's arquebusier is left behind in the honor guard.
Ooh.
But you
Can I
you can pick up the bishop saying things like inexcusable and the last time, and you definitely hear mentions of the faith, and not in the context of like the breath of faith, but the faith as in, the leader of the church.
Okay.
Because as a reminder, the Breath of Faith, the organization that Castle Kim belongs to, are personal agents of the faith, as in they can have face-to-face meetings with them.
Nice.
So, what were you going to say, Demon?
Can I slip out of the limo while everyone's distracted?
Yes, I think that will require a roll, because, it's still a tight space, but it is possible.
Okay.
So it would be, assuming you rolled Prowl, you don't necessarily have to roll that, but assuming you rolled Prowl, it would be controlled standard.
Okay.
Because people are not paying attention to you, but it is a small space.
Sure. Yeah, I think I'll push myself then to add a die, and then I'll do controlled standard.
Okay.
Where is my... There it is. Because, yeah, I am definitely rolling Prowl.
I don't think I stopped you, but I'm confused about why you're leaving.
Oh, are you... Okay, my intention was hopefully to, just slip out in general.
Well, yeah, Okay, so this is a PC versus PC thing, in a sense.
Dun dun dun!
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop you from leaving, probably, but I'm gonna, give you a look.
So what I want to ask is, Pitchfork, do you want to... Because eventually, obviously you will notice that Demon is gone. Regardless of what this roll is, it's impossible for you not to notice this, right? I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
The question is, do you want to notice Demon on the way out?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I want to know why he's leaving.
Okay, so then Demon, do you want this prowl roll to try and encompass Pitchfork?
Yes.
Okay, then is it safe to say that Pitchfork, Takuma, are you comfortable with making a survey or study or similar roll as a sort of roll off against the prowl? And if they both succeed, you're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll each roll, and we'll figure out what happens depending on the results.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
So obviously, Pitchfork, that'll be. I don't think it's even a controlled. I think that this is just like a fortune roll, and limited information will just be that. Oh, eventually you notice that Demon's gone.
Right.
Probably.
Okay.
So this is just a fortune roll for both of us.
No, because Demon, you slipping out, it'll be it's controlled, but there could be consequences here.
Sure.
Okay. Oh! One off.
Limited successes for both of us.
Okay. So, Demon, the consequence will be Castle Kim notices you going out, notices you leaving. No one else notices, Castle Kim notices, and that'll cost the squad 1 trust with the church.
Um, I would like to resist that.
The one trust. Okay, how are you resisting it?
I think I am watching like I'm very intently like watching the situation as it's unfolding. And like I want to take the exact right moment to like just slide on out.
Okay,
You know.
that'll
And-
be insight.
Yep. What is my insight 2?
That's a 5. Take
Awesome.
one stress.
I take a trauma.
Oh, you were only one. Okay, think about that.
Yep.
So
you think about that.
pitchfork.
Think about what you've done.
Good news, Harrow, you disappear.
Yeah, you slip out. The only one who notices is Pitchfork. Yeah. I think Pitchfork, you have the opportunity to go after Demon if you want, but I think if you do so, it'll require a roll or for you just to eat being noticed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like this was the like struggling with the beliefs part for me, where it's like, do I just blindly follow Demon? Like, do I stop him from leaving, or do I, I don't think I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna like call, probably like try to call.
Yeah. I've left my rosary on the seat.
Oh.
Hmm.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay, so Demon slips out, and because he's sitting right beside you, you notice. But it doesn't seem like anyone else does. And then you spot his rosary with the blue 8-pointed star of the church on it. And you ring him up?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm just gonna call.
What?
Do I need to break out one missed call?
Yes.
Interlude game. Oh God.
So Demon, you see you're getting like a voice comms. Well, no, you two have open comms, don't you? So just what do you say, Pitchfork?
Oh shit.
Jones, very special one missed call episode.
Are you abandoning our job like this right now?
I think the job's done, Pitchfork. Or Keiko. I don't say Pitchfork. I think the job's done, Keiko.
Which job?
I think you've got the rights where you want them.
What about? Where are you going? What are you doing? We
I don't
still
know.
have to guard Bishop Finmal. Like that was also our job, if you remember.
I think you're more than capable of protecting Bishop Finmal.
You forgot something.
No. I left it there. As a reminder.
You're getting this back.
Well. Maybe you'll be able to forgive me when you give it back.
God. Do I hang up at that point? Maybe?
I was thinking about it too.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So which one of you hangs up? Or, well, I mean, here's a question. You're on open comms with throat mics. How do you hang up?
It's like smashing it on the ground, right?
I mean, that's one very dramatic way to do it. It could just be taking it off or changing frequencies or, you know.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, I think I just changed frequencies.
Do you change frequencies to the hyena's frequency?
I sure do.
Oh shit! Oh,
You son of a gun!
Oh, you
I hate you.
bastard!
That's so good.
Oh fuck!
Mean.
Oh fuck!
Okay, so
And I
I
just say like, Ripper, this is Demon. This place is dead. Let's get out of here.
Fuck!
Fuck me up.
you get back a very staticky reply because you're
Oh,
deep,
sure.
you're deep in the lands of the faithful, but you do get back a reply eventually from Ripper saying, "Yeah, sure. Where are you?"
Crud, what was the city called?
Blessed Harbor.
Yeah, Blessed Harbor.
Yeah, I can't get you there, but if you can make it to the border, Cascanol's not far from the border. It's a bit of a trip, and I can probably make a foray in across the border.
I'll see you there.
All right. Take care of yourself.
I always do. And then I think at some point, like, we see him climb into Hopper. You know, like, sometime later, you know, it's just, and it sets off.
Heading north.
Yeah, heading north.
Okay. So, tower.
Yeah.
Arrow Slide is trying to get to his hands and knees. He's in front of you. The procession is taking you directly, is putting him directly in your path. What do you do?
I've been trying to think about it, and I'm debating between being kind or cruel. And I don't know which at this point is more appropriate. Just with all of the bullshit we did over the course of today, I don't know which.
Well, think of it this way. There's an old man on the ground in front of tower. He's just been shoved over by a drone. He's been shamed by his actions. What would Tower do to someone in such a position?
I mean, I think Tower. I think Tower would offer a hand, but I don't know if he would take it.
Yeah. So you offer a hand?
I think not in any way that makes it look like I am. I don't think Tower is one for grand, kind gestures. I don't think they are someone that would want that to be noticed. But, you know, I think they see that this guy has been royally fucked over, and has very little of his dignity left. I think the least that they can do is, you know, make sure he doesn't get trampled on his way out.
Okay. So you help him to his knees a bit. You're an agile person, so you're able to manage that and holding the casket, and you fall out of step a little bit, but you're able to make it up handily. And so as you walk on, he's on his knees looking after the procession as it moves forward. His arquebusier standing essentially beside him, facing not sort of. I think his arquebusier is facing him because when it turned so sharply and smashed the mantis, it was left facing the direction of the procession. So his arquebusier looks down upon him. And the crowd is there. There's shouting coming from the crowd, having seen what happened. I think a few of the rowdier people throw things at him. There's no rocks. There are no loose stones in the area. But I think that there are probably water cartons that get tossed at him. None of them actually reach him because the promenade is so large, and the security forces keep people from crowding closer. It looks like if there was any sort of spark to the fuel of the outrage of the crowd, this could become a riot. But there isn't one. There is no one here to take charge of all of them. And so he and the Wrights get left behind by the church. In the days to come, the Wrights of the Ascent are disbanded. Those who are shown to still have a good heart are moved to other groups within the church. Arrow Slide is demoted back to the position of kin, which, to be clear, is not a demotion of a single rank, but is basically dropped down to just a lay monk. And he ends up in some squad. Probably, you know what? I'm not going to say. I have an idea about where he ends up, but he might come back later on. So I won't say where he ends up. But the Wrights are gone. The organization is disbanded. There are a number. There are actually, you know what? I don't think Arrow Slide gets moved to another group. I think he actually very publicly, this falls on his shoulders, and he is excommunicated very publicly. And he's not forced into exile or anything, but he's no longer part of the church's hierarchy, and he's not allowed to be in any of the squads. Where he ends up, perhaps we'll find out. The rest of the funeral goes as planned. There's no making nice with Tusser and Spade. Tusser remains very cold towards your entire group for the rest of the ceremony, especially as one of you has disappeared from and was seen by her drones getting into his Avi and taking off north. But she can't do anything about that. She has other things on her mind. And it's a lovely ceremony. There are speakers, there's a eulogy, not from Tusser, mind you. Then you all go home with the bishop. He's certainly wondering what's become of Demon. He has no idea where Captain Gray has gotten off to, and he asks you all about it. Pitchfork, what do you tell the bishop?
He had some other business.
The bishop looks put out about that, but he's busy arranging an excommunication. So he doesn't really pay it another mind.
So there's really no window for me to talk to Tuster about Gertrude.
Oh, yeah, you can if you want to have a scene.
I do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when do you approach her?
I think that most of the procession is a blur to me. I think I snap out of it when I see Tusser. She comes back, like one of her aides has pulled her aside to talk about some security nonsense. There's a lot to talk about, and when she comes back, I just sort of stand in her way, and I say, I do that thing where like we're in a social setting, you can't punch me, and I say I'm sorry for your loss. The Cenotaph has one job, and that's to return its dead to the mourning, who for closure, for to complete that cycle of grief. That's what I'm doing now, and I bring up Gertrude.
What?
We found her wandering in the broken bank, close to where she fell, and she has nothing but kind words to say about you. I can't, for God help me, I can't imagine how or why, but
don't ruin it.
Gertrude, if you want to go with Tusser, you can.
I appreciate this, Spade.
It's more for Gertrude than it is for you.
She just shakes her head, and Gertrude transfers over to Tusser's, I guess, personal network. And she says, "You're not a people person." And then she shoves past you.
I think that went well.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And as she does so, you can see that her eyes are watering a bit.
I think there's a shot of Spade going, like, just sort of turning on Corheel and going to the concession stand and picking up, like, a paper plate, and that plate just shaking in core hand, and placing, like a sugar cookie or something on it, and not eating it, just holding it, and like watching the rest of the reception.
Okay. Does anyone have any other scenes they want before we go to the mission wrap-up?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, whew, that's the mission completed.
Fuck.
No longer at war with the Wrights of the Ascent.
Congrats.
Get them 2 good fucking downtime actions back.
Oof.
All it cost was 2 people getting trauma, 1 leaving the squad, an old man's dignity and religion.
War is hell.
Yeah.
Fight the war, not the soldiers.
We're bad at that.
Yeah.
So, take a supply roll from the employer faction. So that would be the Myriad. The target was the Wrights of the Ascent, which is 1. Your relationship with the Myriad is -2.
Oh god. We really need to get out.
So roll 0 dice.
We
Who
gotta
wants to
bounce.
do that.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Roll 2 6s.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Ew.
Aw.
That's a 2, so take 2 supply points and also 2 personnel points. What do you want those 2 supply points to be?
We could fill up.
Material.
Yeah.
Okay, so who wants to do that secretary work?
I already did it.
Yeah, I was like, someone's taking care of that, looks like.
Okay. Alright, everybody take 1 cash as your salaried pay.
Woo.
Does anyone want to refuel? Is that a no?
Nah, I'm good.
Do anything.
Yeah. Okay. Did this support the patron faction goal? What is the current goal of the Myriad?
Who knows anymore?
It's intelligence coup.
We're barely Myriad, it doesn't matter.
Kind of?
Well,
There was a coup, kind of,
Yeah?
involved. Someone was
There's a-
overthrown via intelligence.
so here's a question. Demon, are you
Yeah.
becoming an informant for Castle Kim?
No.
Okay, it does not advance the clock.
We still have that information, right? We haven't lost that yet.
About the sovereignty engine?
Yeah.
Yeah, you still have that. You also still have an intel cache that you stole from the Jovangelians, which you haven't handed over.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
When did we do that?
When you went to the Society for Wider Understanding and rescued Maria Houston, and also got a contract with the Jovangelians to retrieve their dead, and also got a list of battle sites for the raccoons, you also swiped a bunch of intel from the Society for Wider Understanding, which you held onto rather than handing over to the church.
Okay. Well, that could be worthwhile.
So, just
It appears we do actually have shovels with which to dig up, so that might be worthwhile.
yeah, figure out when you want to do that. Right, so that did not affect the patron's faction goal, so you get 2 rep, but the target of the mission was not higher tier, so it's just the 2 rep. Okay, there we go. Now it's time for trust. Who's gonna update the trust?
Did someone already update rep? I'm on it. Alright, I'll update trust.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, the squad benefited from this. No one benefited from this mission except for y'all.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
bishop didn't get a chance. Like, the bishop did a lot of politicking, but ended up having to get someone excommunicated. So that did not further his goals. The March of Saints got their state funeral but it was interrupted drastically. The Wrights certainly did not get anything good.
God.
So no one's interests were advanced in terms of squads. If a squad was harmed by the mission, consider giving -1 or -2 that squad's status.
Well,
Yep, the March of Saints, that interruption is on the shoulders of the Wrights, so they aren't getting marked. The Wrights are already at -3 and are also now gone.
It's -4.
Yeah.
we really fucked them up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna... There we go. I'm just putting in that they've been excommunicated.
Jesus.
No. No,
Have we
Jesus.
thought about having more honorable goals? Just to
Yeah.
Because like I feel like we've set out to accomplish a thing, then we accomplish a thing, and that feels good for about 2.5 seconds, and then we see that we did a very bad thing that made a lot of people unhappy and hurt, and drastically altered their livelihoods. And maybe,
Whoops.
just a thought, maybe we should try to be better people and
Yeah.
do with our abilities.
I think y'all might have said that like every mission since the 3rd mission.
Listen, it's worth thinking about, and maybe haven't thought about it yet.
Sounds as
We
the
just
voice
talk
of
about
reason.
it, and then we don't do it.
Yeah. Okay, so trust for the faction targeted by the mission. You were targeting the church. Infrastructure was damaged. No. VIP killed. No. Civilians died. No. Corruption exposed to their citizens. Yes. Because that information about the Wrights, forged or otherwise, was put out. So that'll be -2 trust with the church.
Okay.
At least one of their squads took casualties. Technically, no. I mean, the Wrights got wiped out, but there were no casualties. The mission's target was high profile or well connected. No. The faction was attacked in a region they control. Oh, yes. You have vendetta with one of their squads at the start of the mission. Also, yes.
Is that -2 in total, or is there more for
That's -4 so far.
Okay, we're now at -3.
So adjust the trust of the faction that employed the squad for the mission. Civilians died. No. ROE was broken. No. Infrastructure damage. No.
We did
Squad
swear in
that was not the mission's target and belonged to the employer was harmed. Technically, no. The mission was successful. Yes. The bishop was protected. Trust equal to double the target's tier. So you get 2 extra trust. That's -2 total so far.
Oh my god.
At
We're
least-
back up to -2 with 1 trust.
At least one secondary objective was completed. Yes! You got the Wrights communicated. Excommunicated, rather. So that's +2 trust. So you're now
Yay.
at a total of 0. You have vendetta with one of their squads at the start of the mission.
Oh.
That's -1.
Didn't we cover that already?
That
Yeah,
applies
we
to both the employer and the target.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a lot.
You just
Uh,
muted yourself.
So
That's
when,
a lot.
when you are employed by your faction to target your faction, trust is funky.
Who'd have thunk?
Adjust the trust of the squad's patron faction. Another faction was aided. The patron's interests were harmed. Oh. Hmm.
I mean, probably, right?
Yeah. So I don't think another faction was aided. Like, another faction's interests were not aided directly. All the other factions got out of this was Demon. And he has proven to occasionally be more trouble than he's worth.
Yeah. He sure has.
The patron's interests were harmed. A state funeral was very badly interrupted.
Not by us.
No. That is a good point.
Or they don't think it was by us anyway, if it was.
I mean,
it totally was. But
I mean, it entirely was, but they don't have to know that.
yeah, so I don't think I will apply that because that will fall. If the Wrights were a player squad, that would fall to them. Because I don't think that there is. I don't think that that's gonna come back to y'all. So it's just the one trust for the Wrights being in vendetta with you at the start of the mission. So
we are at -2 with 2 trust remaining.
We really need to work on this. Or get out.
Yeah.
there's the schmooze downtime activity.
Yep.
Let's fucking schmooze. Or just leave. That's an option too.
Okay, so that is trust handled.
XP?
Is there anything else we need to do?
Entanglements.
Entanglements, that's the one. Right. Okay.
Thanks, Takuma.
Yes, thank you. I was scrolling looking for the.
It's their favorite part.
Okay, so
Didn't we have homework?
what is the worst, most negative relationship y'all have? -2 with the Jovangelians, and
our own faction.
okay, so you're rolling on table B, and you roll 3 dice minus, or in this case plus, your patron's status or relationship. So that's 5 dice. So who wants to roll 5 dice on table B?
All
Highest?
ones. All ones.
Counting the highest?
Yeah, keep the highest.
5.
That's a 5. That's rivals. A squad with status 0 throws their weight around. They threaten you, a friend, a contact, or other ally. Forfeit 1 rep or 1 cash per tier of the rival, or stand up to them and lose 1 status with them. So, who tries to start shit with y'all?
Ooh.
It's a faction that has 0 relationship with us?
Yeah, has 0 relationship with y'all.
Oh, it's a rando. Fun.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, fuck.
Let's see, it should probably be Jovangelion, Church, or DFS, I would think, or Independent. Wait.
The Teachers Union.
Y'all have... No, it's not a rando, actually. The Burden have 0 status with y'all.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. No.
So... let's see. Who do they threaten? If anyone has suggestions, I am open to them. Friend, contact, or ally.
So, Keiko has a friend in the burden, right? That's how we.
Yep.
And her friend in the burden also has a frenemy in the rubble runs.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably it. I guess, okay, so here's
Fuck.
what it is. You hear from Hannah Copeland that the Burden have decided that the runts, they need to cut the head off the snake. So they're gonna take some kind of action against Layla Quince, your ally Pitchfork. And reminder that Hannah thinks you are a member of a Burden cell.
Uh-huh.
So, you can stand up to Hannah and lose 1 status with the Burden, or you can buy them off with rep or cash.
Ooh.
Or, alternatively, you can let them have Layla.
I'm not gonna do that. I can't do that. Oh,
We can afford to lose rep. We have a
Yeah.
lot.
So the
We have reps
burden,
there.
the burden are tier 2, so it'll be 2 cash or 2 rep.
I think we can spare the rep.
is that honest though? Huh?
Well, tell me how you do it. I mean, it could just be you standing up to Hannah and, you know,
Or letting them make us look bad in something.
yeah, something. I'm not sure what it would necessarily be, but it should be
Right.
something narratively suitable to represent them, or like word getting out that y'all are pushovers, or like you're not able to handle your shit.
I like I think it's more realistic that I like try to convince Hannah to not try to hurt Layla.
Yeah, I mean, that could be the rap. If you think that makes sense.
Oh, I guess like if we're Huh. I guess if that paints us as soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what you want to do? You stand up to Hannah?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you? So I think she sends you a message saying that. What did she say? Hey Keiko, we've got an op coming up. Could use your help. It's, we're gonna take the head of off the snake of the rebel runs, and hopefully we can take Layla alive, but we'll see how that goes.
What? Your friends, you used to be so close. Like we were. Why are you trying to hurt her?
You do realize that she's working against the best interests of Izya, right? She's actively a criminal robbing people.
She's trying to survive. She's trying to help people like us survive.
Yeah, well, she's also not sharing. We're out here fighting these off-world fucks, and she's getting fat off of her own people.
I can't believe the war's changed you this much.
She hangs up. So yeah, get rid of 2 rep.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
Wasn't heated enough to lose 1 status with the burden. But Hannah definitely thinks less of you now.
Yeah.
Okay. XP time.
Yay.
So, we are going to skip Demon for XP because sadly Sean and Demon along with him has to leave the show because Meat Space has gotten in the way.
It has. I'm gonna miss you all.
And we'll miss
you so
you.
much.
And
We should still do XP in case I have a guest spot.
yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Who knows? Maybe your schedule will work out and Demon will come back. At the very least, I might need to have an idea of what Demon's abilities are should he return as a
Yes.
opponent.
Oh no!
Ah.
I don't like that.
Okay, so Tower, did you address the
Ye-
challenge with stealth or evasion?
Kind of?
Yeah, when you were stepping on
Yeah.
Arrow slide.
No.
Okay, so that's 1 XP.
I rolled me some finesse.
Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Not in any big ways.
Yep, I don't think so. Did you struggle because of your beliefs, trauma, or character?
Again, not in any big ways.
Okay, so take that 1 XP.
Yep.
Demon. Did you overcome a challenge with calculation or conspiracy?
A little bit.
Multiple times, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. So.
Take 2 XP.
Uh-huh.
Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
I feel multiple times.
Yeah, I think so. Take 2 XP. Did you struggle because of your beliefs, trauma, or character?
Let me see. So my trauma is cold, and my beliefs. Yeah, I think there's something the others see in core that I can't provide for Spade, because I defended them a few times. And then Keiko should stay away from me.
Okay, take 2 XP.
Excellent.
Alright. Spade. Did you address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem?
What did I do this session? Yeah. Well, yes. Because I spent a lot of time talking to Gertrude, who did most of it, to be fair. So, but I also rigged that phone, which didn't actually end up happening, but I took a fucking trauma for it, so I feel like it should count.
Yeah, you'll get 1 XP. I feel. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Did you struggle because of your beliefs, trauma, or character?
Absolutely. Having gotten a trauma because of following along with my beliefs with Harrow, which I still don't regret really. And then again at the beginning of the mission, when I could have passed on that very important information that didn't end up getting used and just didn't.
Okay. Take 2 XP for that. Alright. Did that give you an advancement?
It did, yeah.
Do you have an idea of what you want to take?
Not yet.
Okay.
I will probably sit on it until another chance to be petty and small pops up, and then I'll take whatever I need to do that.
I got an advancement. I took Warlord.
Oh my god.
When you have vendetta with another squad, your squad gets improved effect against that squad.
Oh.
That would have been nice.
It would have been, yeah.
Okay.
That's upsetting.
Pitchfork. Did you address a challenge with piloting or violence?
No.
Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Definitely tragedy. I think that's it.
Okay, take the 1 XP. Did you struggle because of your beliefs, trauma, or character?
I struggle with my Harrow beliefs, I think.
Is it more than
Yeah.
once or just the once?
I think it was just that once at the end. I'm like debating whether soft applies to the entanglement.
Do you feel you struggled at that time? Yeah, Okay, here's a question. If
Yeah.
Pitchfork was not soft, would she have stood up to Hannah in a more forthright and aggressive manner that would have caused the status loss?
I think so.
Yeah, she would.
That's what I think would have been.
Okay. So yeah, you can take the XP for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
And now squad XP. Did you acquire product supply, execute clandestine covert sales, or secure new clientele?
No.
No.
No. Did you face off against challenges above your pay grade? Yes.
Yes.
2, sir.
Oh shit! Right.
She's a very scary lady.
Sniper
Uh,
rifle.
Did
That
she
fills.
Did she do much against you in this?
I don't know. She fucked with me.
Yeah, just the once though, I think. So take 1 XP for that, because y'all
Yeah.
also didn't get any more ticks on her rival clock.
No. But that fills our crew XP.
Okay, so you have an advanced floating. And did you bolster your squad's reputation or develop a new one?
Duplicitous.
And dare say I, merciful. You did not step on the old man. You know, you gave.
Could not be lower.
and then you turned over Gertrude to Sir.
I did.
That's
I did
true.
I did not step on the old man.
Okay.
I did not step on you.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Scratch.
Alright, so that'll be 2 XP. I'm not counting not stepping on an old man as merciful. Because that is not merciful, that is just base civility.
Hey, this is war.
I've civil in my life.
Okay, I'm afraid to share a city with you then. Did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the squad?
We sure delivered a body and a proxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's 2 XP.
I was being dadded at.
There we go. So, that is everything.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the talk screen. Oh,
Oh my god.
that was a heck of a season finale, I feel.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so next time we have a session. I don't know if it'll be next week, so keep an eye on the Beam Saber Discord
Yeah.
and my Twitter account. And I guess can't believe I'm going to say this, even if it's slightly in jest. Smash that follow button. And so that you'll get notifications when we go live for our next session. But it will be on a Tuesday at 6 p.m. Just maybe not next Tuesday. We will also be joined by a new member of the Cenotaph.
Oh.
Yeah, I still have not decided whom. I am torn between 2 very promising candidates.
Okay.
But I'll decide.
Will you tell us off stream?
Sorry, what was that?
Will you tell us off stream?
Yes, when I decide, I'll let you all know, and they'll obviously get added to the our Discord chat. Yes, so thank you everyone so much for joining us in part 12 of Beam Saber the Cenotaph and this exciting state funeral action. This season finale, perhaps the next season finale will be a wedding.
This is my first ever season finale.
Yeah.
This is so nice.
Yeah.
It's also kind of mine as well, weirdly, even though I've been doing a podcast for 4 years. I just do arcs. Just some of them are very long. So, I'm Austin Ramsey. I have been your host and GM for this evening. I am also the creator of Beam Saber. If you are interested in Beam Saber, you can find it at tinyurl.com/beamsaber. And if you want to financially support the development of the game, you can do so at patreon.com/AUSTINRAMSAY, which is my Patreon. And you can follow me on Twitter at notaninn, that's NOTANINN, where I will be posting updates about Beam Saber, of course, and also, as always, this stream is presented by You Don't Meet in an Inn, an actual play podcast about exploring obscure tabletop role-playing games with a diverse, rotating cast. And if you follow me on Twitter, you'll also find out information about that show when we post new episodes. Today's episode, I referenced One Missed Call, and we put out an episode of that recently in the last month or so.
It's very good.
Thank you. And speaking of Speak of the Demon, I have been joined this evening by Sean.
Hi, everybody. I have been Sean. I have also been Captain Hero Demon Grey, and I will miss you all. You can find me on the Twitter at Hyena Spots, spelled with a Z, where I post about painting miniatures and other stuff. So come check it out.
And thank you so much for being a part of this show.
Thanks for having me.
From the start and providing, the support both on screen and off screen. You've been a wonder to have on.
Well, thank you. It's been good to be here.
And I have also been joined by Ray.
Hi, I'm Ray. You can find me on Twitter at RayRayTheGayGay, or, as I said, on Tumblr at cultivating-saplings, because, you know what, I might as well promote myself. This has been good. This has been fun. All that sentimental Gucci bullshit.
Yeah. I've also been joined by Sasha.
I've been Sasha. I've also been Saber of the Cenotaph. You can find me on Twitter at Sasha_Renell. You can find my game dev stuff at tcabbage, and you can also find, launching today, is the podcast for Spindle Wheel, which is Spindle Wheel Stories, which you can find on iTunes. There's a cool episode about a whaler that you can go and listen to, and it's neat.
Cool. I have been looking for a new actual play podcast because I am caught up on all of them.
Every single one.
Look, I have a lot of podcast time in my job. And I have also been joined by Takuma.
Hey, I'm Takuma, and I have also been Keiko Pitchfork Tuesday, who is going to be lonely without her sort of mentor.
If not a little better off.
We'll see about that. My Twitter is at Takuma_Okada_, and I have links to games and music and stuff there. I have GM'd a couple, one-shots / short things of Beam Saber, and there's a link to that YouTube playlist that has those in there. In the thread that is my pinned tweet. So if you want more Beam Saber with me GMing, actually, that goes well. Goes some places.
It
so
does.
It does.
You're
That's
a very
really
good
fun.
Beam Saber GM.
Sasha's also in those games. Some of them.
I'm okay, but Takuma is the star of those for sure.
Okay. So, that's it. That's everything. That's episode 12 of Beam Saber the Cenotaph.
We're
Once
a real
again,
anime now.
Thank you all so much for joining us and checking this out. I don't know what else to say. Oh, I do know what else to say.
You do.
Remember, everyone, fight the war, not the soldiers. See you later.